What up, YouTube? What up, boxing fans? This video is just to reiterate that something Bernard Hopkins stated in November of 2010. I just want to let you know, Bernard Hopkins was absolutely right about Manny Pacquiao. What he said in November of 2010 was Manny Pacquiao is very beatable. In fact, what he said was Floyd Mayweather would beat Manny Pacquiao because of the styles that an African American fighter, I mean black fighters from the streets, uh, would present him as that would be a great challenge for Manny Pacquiao because of that style. Whether it's a Philly shell or it's a defensive oriented style where there's a lot of head movement, there's a lot of foot speed, there's a lot of hand speed. That's basically an African American style. It's just a slick boxer with great head movement and great speed. That's Timothy Bradley. Additionally to that, Timothy Bradley knows how to pressure you. Although he didn't do too much of that, he did put the pressure on Manny Pacquiao, and he countered a bit as well. That's what we expected. That's what he did. And that's exactly what Bernard Hopkins said. He said Manny Pacquiao has been dodging black fighters from day one. He's only been facing guys like Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, David Diaz, Antonio Margarito. These are all Mexican fighters, one-dimensional style at their age. I understand Marco Antonio Barrera was past prime. Understand that. It wasn't the great Barrera and Morales that we know, who had wars with each other and other great featherweights. It was, the old Barrera and Morales, who were one-dimensional in their late ages. So, Bernard Hopkins was absolutely right when he says that. And you know what? One of the things we haven't heard from is Bernard Hopkins' opinion on Manny Pacquiao versus Timothy Bradley. We haven't heard his side. He's one of the most intelligent boxing minds today. And 10 years from now, he's probably going to be training championship fighters because he's that good. That's how much he knows the sport. And you ask him about Pacquiao Bradley, I guarantee you he's going to say the same thing he said November 18th, 2010. He's going to say, Pacquiao, this is to no surprise. He told you guys already he has trouble with a black American. He finally fought a black American style. Guess what? He lost to him. He lost to him because Pacquiao doesn't know how to handle that. He's not sparring against slick black American fighters. He hasn't fought too many of them. Pacquiao dodged Juan Guzman back when he was fighting at lightweight. He dodged Stevie Johnston when he was fighting at featherweight. He dodged those fighters. Why did he dodge them? It's clever matchmaking. You have to match your fighter in winnable fights all the time, and fights that make sense. But Juan Guzman was undefeated and champion at 130 pounds. He just beat Humberto Soto, Bob Arum's fighter. That would have been perfect time to face Manny Pacquiao. No, Manny Pacquiao, I want to face Juan Marquez. I'll face Marquez. That's what happened. So, what Bernard Hopkins says, well, Floyd Mayweather, he beats Manny Pacquiao easy because of his style. Because of a defensive-oriented style, and he can counterpunch the hell out of Manny Pacquiao. What the hell did Timothy Bradley do? He gave him insane head movement. Pacquiao couldn't land, 10 punches per round. He was landing, fuck CompuBox numbers, count yourself. He wasn't landing over 10 punches a round. And if it was over 10 punches, I'm telling you, it wasn't over 15. Apart from rounds 4 to 8, I can't give Manny Pacquiao any more rounds than that. So, considering what happens, Bernard Hopkins was absolutely right about Manny Pacquiao. That style that Timothy Bradley and Floyd Mayweather has would give him huge problems. And that's exactly why Manny Pacquiao is dodging the Timothy Bradley rematch. Manny Pacquiao, you duck. You don't want to, face your only blemish on your resume. You don't want to face Manny Pacquiao. You'd rather face an old Marquez who might even beat you anyways. Because in your third fight, you look like shit against him too. So it's one way or the other. You could take your loss one way or the other. But he knows basically he wants to cash out. He wants the biggest money fight that he can get. And if he loses, he loses. But he'd rather lose and make as much money as he can. So he's fighting Marquez instead of Timothy Bradley. Because he knows Timothy Bradley, that was one of the toughest fights that he's ever had. And he lost it. So what confidence does he have that he's going to win a second time when essentially Timothy Bradley had figured out Manny Pacquiao's style and had won the championship rounds? How is he going to, what's going to change in the rematch? Manny Pacquiao doesn't know how to adjust mid-round. Not against a guy like Timothy Bradley. Against Marquez, Marquez defense is semi-flawed, so he'll still take a strong left hand where Pacquiao can come back and land a few quick shots. But not against a guy like Timothy Bradley, because once Timothy Bradley figures out the angles, you're not going to land that many punches against him. It's the same way. That's what a great defensive fighter is. And Manny Pacquiao cannot beat a great defensive fighter. He can't beat a guy like Floyd Mayweather. And, I understand there's a different league between Floyd Mayweather and Timothy Bradley, but he can't beat a guy like Timothy Bradley. And Bernard Hopkins was absolutely right about Manny Pacquiao. That's what it is, guys. Take care.